And now for our next news special report.
Breaking news, Patriots. The liberal media's house of cards is crumbling before our eyes. Morning Joe just let slip a bombshell that's shaking Washington to its core. And CNN, they're practically begging Biden to throw in the towel. But that's not all. We've got leaked conversations from the Democrat elite that will make your head spin. So buckle up, folks. This special report exposes the panic gripping the left. And trust me, you don't want to miss my final thought on what this means for America. Now, before we dive into this bombshell report, let me tell you about a crisis that's hitting Americans hard, just like the Democrats. Panic. Power bills are skyrocketing with 20 million households falling behind. But there is a secret the elites don't want you to know. There's a way to beat their game. I found a device. It's like having a personal air conditioner slashing my bills and keeping me cool. It's a lifesaver during blackouts, too. Yes, we've had some here. You saw my reports. So don't let the power companies win. Visit EasySummerCool.com now for up to 60% off and start saving today. Now let's get back to the Democrat meltdown. That's right. The Democrat establishment was in full-blown panic mode, folks. So let's break down the bombshells that are rocking their world first. Multiple Democrat sources confirm Biden has agreed to step down as a 2024 nominee. It's not just speculation. A speech is already drafted for the announcement, potentially coming this weekend. But here's the kicker. Biden isn't passing the torch to his VP, Kamala Harris. Instead, he's expected to call for an open convention in Chicago. This means we're looking at a potential free-for-all among the Democratic hopefuls. And Joe Scarborough, the so-called journalist who's been shilling for Biden, just got caught in a massive lie. For months, he's been talking up Biden's chances, dismissing any polls that showed trouble, but now the truth comes out. Watch.
We've had so many momentous days over the past several weeks. I can't believe there won't be history books that just detail what's happened maybe over the last 3 weeks, the last 21 days. It's really dizzying, and it feels like when you see documentaries on 1968, when the chaos that went on, just one event after another. But yesterday, Willie, was just a day in and of itself that may be determinative, that may lead to that March 1968 moment when LBJ announced that he wasn't going to seek the Democratic nomination.
And then at the end of the day, we learned that the President of the United States has tested positive for COVID, which felt like a coda to the day you just laid out, where Democrats just went, ugh. How much more of this can we take? And I think what we saw yesterday was everything we've been hearing in private, not just, frankly, for the last 3 weeks, but for a long time, spilled out publicly, which is that the polling now shows, private polling and now public polling that we're seeing, internal polling and public polling, that this is an uphill climb, not just for the president, but for everybody down the ballot.
He has been out there publicly saying, I'm saying this, stop asking me. And the questions have only grown. The Biden team's efforts to push this aside simply haven't worked. And as Joe just ran through, yesterday felt like a really significant day. And we should note, the Schumer meeting was over the weekend. Pelosi was several days ago. Jeffries was several days ago. But what was not coincidental is they all leaked yesterday. Yes. And I think that there is a sense that this is the time. The Democrats see this as their final moment, as a contrast to what we're seeing at the RNC, where, like it or not, the Republicans are totally unified around Donald Trump. They've embraced his running mate. We're going to hear from Trump tonight. There's confidence there. And they're also expected to put up a record fundraising total in the wake of the assassination attempt. You contrast that with the Democrats, their own fundraising drying up, and this sense of doom that's permeated the party. And maybe that's not fair to President Biden, but that's where the party is right now.
Did you catch that? Willie Geist just admitted that they've known for a long time that Biden's campaign is in serious trouble. They've been hiding the truth from you, the American people, while pretending everything is just fine. It's a reminder that the mainstream media cannot be trusted. But it gets worse. Scarborough, who's been bragging about his cozy relationship with Biden, has been acting as an informal campaign advisor. He's no better than Biden's official PR team, folks. Any credibility he had just went up in smoke. Now let's talk about the stunning turnaround we're seeing. Just weeks ago, Scarborough was singing a very different tune. Remember this?
But comparing that guy's mental state, I've said it for years now, he's cogent. But I undersold him when I said he was cogent. He's far beyond cogent. In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been. Intellectually, analytically, because he's been around for 50 years. And, you know, I don't know if people knew this or not. Biden used to be a hothead. Sometimes that Irishman would get in front of the reasoning. Sometimes he would say things he didn't want to say. This is, and I don't really, you know what, I don't really care. Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it. And you...
Can you believe that? Scarborough was claiming Biden is sharper than ever. Now he's hinting that Biden might pull an LBJ and bow out of the race. And our sources are saying, buckle up. Talking about a flip-flop. Meanwhile, over at CNN, they're not even trying to hide their desperation anymore. One of their own talking heads is actually suggesting Biden uses COVID diagnosis as an excuse to drop out of the race. Now, we haven't heard the speech yet, so we'll have to wait and see. But watch this.
Essie. Well, but the fact that we know about this is very damning.
That's right there. That's what I think, too.
Yeah, because I think Democrats are so desperate to get through to Joe Biden, and they're not, that now they're leaking these private conversations as sort of an outside effort to triangulate and really force Joe Biden to acknowledge the realities of the state of his campaign. And unfortunately, I think his resistance does not look like it's coming from a position of strength, but a position of delusion. And the fact that everyone's now talking openly about these private efforts is speaking to that delusion and feeling like we can't get through to him. He's not believing the polls. He says that, you know, publicly he doesn't believe the polls. He's not listening to voters, a large percentage of whom are telling him we don't believe you can get there. He's not acknowledging this Trump trifecta of momentum, momentum after the debate, momentum after the shooting attempt, now the momentum he'll get after the RNC. All of this is bad, and I don't think Democrats believe he can get there without them doing this.
When he was diagnosed with COVID, and you know, it's a mild case, et cetera, do you think that that may be something that he can use to make it feel better for him to say, look, you know, this is really hitting me hard, and I'm going to bow out? Especially after Schumer and Pelosi both are telling him, you gotta leave the ticket.
He doesn't need an excuse. He's got plenty of reasons to step aside, every House and Senate race being one of them. But sure, I mean, this is an opportunity. I would take this opportunity. This was a bad week for Joe Biden, and one of a few now. I would take this opportunity to say, listen, I'm going to do what's right for the country. I'm going to do what's right for the party, and step aside, and let's get behind, whether it's Kamala or someone else. Let's do it. Let's do it.
One of the things...
You heard that right. They're so desperate to get rid of Biden, they're hoping he'll use an illness as a way out. It's shameful, but it shows just how panicked the Democrats are. And speaking of Biden's COVID, we've got an update from his doctor. The letter claims Biden's only experiencing mild upper respiratory symptoms and is still working. But folks, we've seen all of the Biden struggles on camera. Is this just another attempt to cover up the truth? The real kicker here is the leak of private conversations between top Democrats. Schumer, Pelosi, Jeffries are all reportedly pushing Biden out. They are seeing the writing on the wall. Biden's dragging down the entire party. Meanwhile, on our side, the Republican Party is unified behind Trump. The RNC is reporting record fundraising, and Trump's momentum is unstoppable. The contrast could not be clearer. The Democrats are in disarray, desperately trying to salvage their chances in 2024. And Biden, finally acknowledging reality, has agreed to step aside as the nominee. He's bowing to pressure from party leaders, conceding to dismal poll numbers and implicitly admitting Trump's surging momentum. This is a crucial moment, Patriots. The liberal media's mask is slipping, revealing the panic and desperation behind their fake smiles and false optimism. They have been lying to you for months, and now the truth is coming out. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Patriots, what we're witnessing is nothing short of a meltdown in the Democrat Party. Their lies are unraveling, their desperation is showing, and their chosen leader is stepping down. Even CNN's Van Jones had to admit a bullet couldn't stop Trump, a virus just stopped Biden. This stark contrast tells you everything you need to know about the state of our republic. The Democrats are willing to abandon their own president, throw their party into chaos, and risk everything in a desperate bid to cling to power. But we, the American people, see through their charade. This isn't just about politics, it's about the soul of our nation. So stay vigilant, stay informed, and let's take back our country.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.